Welcome everyone, and I'm excited. I am excited. This is War for the Overworld, the spiritual successor that actually is a spiritual successor to Dungeon Keeper. That game was half my childhood. Really, it's just like mind blowing. I'll never forgive EA, never, ever. And these guys have done an amazing job. It's been 2 or 3 years I've been following this game since they said, like, a group of like-minded people got together and started making it, and really, just perfect. Even the voice actor, I thought that was one thing that'd be impossible to replicate, get like a voice actor to do as good a job as in Dungeon Keepers, but they nailed it. And there's the phone. Sorry about that, the phone has now been decapitated. Now, I can't even remember where I was. Right, as people may have seen, I've already done the first 2 levels and I'm on the 3rd, but I'm going to go back and do the first 2 levels. That was just me testing the waters. So let's jump straight in, because I am excited.
I've been looking for someone to spearhead my campaign. But before we get stuck in, let's refresh that old mind of yours.
Now go!
Welcome back, Underlord. I must say, I wasn't expecting you quite so soon. The transference may have left you feeling a bit foggy in the head. Focus now. I'll try to ease you back into it. Fortunately, this does seem to get easier each time. This is your home realm, the source of your power, and the anchor that binds you to reality. Many years ago it was destroyed, and you were cast out into formless nothing. Fortunately, you've returned from your exile to once again challenge those who would stand between us and the mortal realm of Kairos. Your resurrection heralds the next phase of our assault upon its wretched empire, now led by the newly crowned Emperor Lucius. But he is least and final of our worries. It's his generals and the protection of their goddess Kira that will truly test our mettle. Ready yourself, Underlord. Let's begin our war for the Overworld.
Beautiful. I just can't praise this team enough. It's like the closest thing to perfection I've ever seen when it comes to making a game. And there's such a...
Welcome back, Underlord. It's been a long time since you were banished to the ether. You've returned as a husk of your former self, but I've taught far denser Underlords than you. Let's start with the basics. This is your dungeon core, the tether that allows you to manifest your malignant will. If destroyed, your consciousness will once again be scattered to the void. Your workers are an extension of your dark will. They have many jobs, but their main focus is in carving out the halls of your dungeon. Put them to work by clicking and dragging your cursor upon the flashing tiles to tag them for excavation. Your workers will now rush forth to dig out and claim the tagged area. Once they have laid down the stones, marking the ground as your own, you will be able to build rooms upon the finished tiles. While your lackeys get to work, look to the east of your dungeon core. This is a gateway, one of the many portals that you'll use to attract minions to your dungeon. Order your workers to dig a path to it now. Now that you have a gateway, minions can enter into your service. But first, you'll need to build the rooms necessary to entice them in. Start by building a barracks. This room will allow your minions to hone their combat skills without the risk of permanent death or disfigurement. Select it and build it by clicking and dragging your hand across the claimed tiles. Most rooms must be built at least 3 by 3 in order to function properly, though the lair and vault are effective at any size. A gnarling has entered your dungeon. A gnarling has entered your dungeon. Attracted by the barracks, these green-skinned scrappers aren't quite right in the head, and they'll happily hack at your foes until someone is dead. Outside of combat, gnarlings will train themselves within your barracks. You can pick them up with a click if you find them slouching off, then deposit them anywhere within your dungeon with a right click. For further entertainment, you can always put yourself directly into their head by casting possession upon them.
Yeah, finally I get to talk.
Now that you have some minions, you will need to cater for their basic needs. First, build a lair, so the pitiful little meat sacks can get some rest. Well done. But see how your gold reserves have been depleted. Command your workers to mine some of the nearby gold by tagging the gleaming tiles. They collect and return gold to your dungeon coffers, allowing you to spend it on whatever your dark heart desires. Your core can store up to 16,000 gold pieces. But if that number sounds pitifully small, or if wealth inspires the evil in you, simply build a vault to store more. Now that you've got a bit of coin in your pocket, you can build a slaughter pan. This room produces scores of micro-piglets, a delicacy that will sustain the weak flesh of your minions by filling their bellies with succulent pig flesh.
Okay, now I can talk. What is it? Yeah, I just can't interrupt that voice acting. It is epic. I prefer the Dungeon Keeper 1 and 2, but I think this one will grow on me to be just as good, because literally that's one thing I thought we'd never be able to
Your
replicate.
dungeon has been breached. Cast Rally upon these spectres, and your minions will immediately sally forth to wreak bloody havoc.
Level up. Yeah.
Well done.
Oh.
Now finish off the rest of these manifestations with a second rally flag.
I'll do that in a second. But first of all, I just want to point out the one problem I have with this whole thing so far, which I bet they're even planning to fix shortly, is that... Oh, I thought I clicked on the spell. The spell. The spell doesn't seem to be working. I had it working earlier.
One of your
I'll show you later.
requires internet access to work properly.
It does work, I'm just doing something wrong at the moment anyway. So just... I'm constantly misclicking, it's making it look like something's wrong, but there's not. Anyway, it's when you possess a minion, you're walking around, and you've got the abilities you can do, like work and like attack. There's a few of them, there's no tooltip kind of thing, so you don't know what they do. There we go, it must have just not been letting me at that point. Let's go. You see here, it just says shiv, it just says cleave. Like that could mean, I don't know what that means.
Your gnarlings made short work of those spectres. You can cast Recall upon a minion to immediately return them to your dungeon. Though if they are attacked as it channels, then the spell will fizzle into nothing. You're on a roll, Underlord, and I've been waiting far too long.
Oh.
Well done, Underlord. I see it all coming back quite quickly. I expected nothing less, but there's much still to learn. Why don't we work in a bit of murder while we're at it? It's time for you to enter the realm of Kairos.
Oh well, that was a bit unprofessionally done, but it's still just that great a game. It's going to be great. I can't wait to get torturing people and doing all sorts. And, I've just been following this game for so long. Right. Hope you've enjoyed it. That's sort of like the tutorial mission. Next mission is a wee bit of a tutorial as well, but it's still, we're getting there. And soon we'll be full-fledged Dungeon Keeper again, have a big huge dungeon, big battles, and I can't wait. So I hope you've enjoyed this part, and we'll see you for level 2 in the next part.